Welcome guys, Demo here at Perfect Gaming Guides, back with another 100% completion guide. This one is for Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and is currently available on Xbox Game Pass. There are 12 achievements available in the game for a total 1000 Gamerscore guys. I will walk you through all of these achievements and show you all puzzle solutions as we go. It will take you around 2 hours to complete the game guys. You should hopefully be able to follow along at the pace that I go at without having to pause the video too much. Details for all the achievements, including the timestamps, can be found in the video description as usual guys, and by using the video chapters themselves. Okay, let's get into it. So we can see that the young boy's mum has unfortunately passed away, and this guy here is his dad and his older brother. Unfortunately, his father is also quite unwell at the moment. So the controls in this game guys is we are going to control the older brother and the younger brother at the same time. So we use the right stick to control the younger brother and the left stick to control the older brother. We use the right trigger for actions on the younger brother and the left trigger for actions on the older brother. So we just grab the cart, basically holding down the LT and RT triggers, and then we can just start moving. If you press forward to the right on your sticks, that's going to move you a bit faster. Once we deposit the cart onto that platform there, we can start heading down towards the beach here, and this is going to pick us up our very first achievement of the game. So using any one of the boys, we can just start picking up the stones using either the LT or the RT buttons, and our first achievement, Take a Break, is going to pop. As soon as that pops, we can just head back up the beach and just head back up to the area where we left the father. The controls do take a bit of getting used to in this one guys, it can get a bit disorientating at times. So both boys onto the platform, and if we use one of them, the bigger boy, to pull that lever there, that's going to move the platform across. Can now use either one of the boys or both of the boys to move the cart across onto this platform here that we need to raise up. So once we get that in place, bring both of the boys down to that sort of broken ladder that we can see on the rock face there. Position the older brother just underneath the ladder, and if you press the left trigger on him, and then use the smaller boy pressing the RT right trigger. That's going to prop him up. Drop the ladder down, or sorry, drop the rope down so that the bigger brother can climb up, and then we use both of them over at the handle. Just press RT and LT just to allow us to rotate the sticks so that we can raise the platform up. Then we can grab poor old dad and wheel him across, and another little cutscene is going to kick in here. So this guy's like the village doctor, I think.
Mafi sadi abaya. Vida ware. Ada.
So he's going to tell us here, this is the place that we need to go to find the medicine to save Dad's life. So equipped with that map now, we can head off on our adventure and go and see if we can find that medicine. So once we get control of the boys, we just use both sticks again, guys, and we leave. Then we're going to head down this path here. The guy blocking the bridge, so he won't let us across there. He's quite annoying actually. At this point here, we learn that the little boy can't swim. I think he's kind of got a fear of water, obviously, with what happened to his mum as well. So throughout the game, anytime that you need to swim, what you need to do is use the right trigger, and basically that means that he's going to climb onto his big brother's back and hold on to him. And then you just use the left stick to guide the older brother and just swim underneath this tunnel here. Head over to the bank on the right hand side, and those sort of vines there, we're going to climb up those. I would recommend that you always keep the little boy on the right hand side and the older boy on the left hand side. I've done it the opposite way there, but it actually does make it a bit easier because your left stick's for the bigger boy and your right stick is for the little boy. So I've switched them back to the sort of easier way to do it there. If you just press and hold RT here, and then if you sort of temporarily let go of it and then press it again, pressing up the way, it's going to jump up. So again, pressing and holding both our trigger buttons here, and then just push the sticks along to the left. A lot of climbing and jumping around, bits like this, guys, throughout the game, so you will get used to the controls. It is a bit fiddly at the beginning, but you will get used to it. Using the LBRB, as you can see on screen, that's showing you that you can rotate the camera, and sometimes that can be quite useful throughout the game. So as you can see here, I'm kind of struggling a bit with the controls, so it does take a bit of getting used to, as I said, but you will get there. So climb up this sort of rope ladder here. And just make our way across the rooftops. Once we get down into this section here with the sort of gate there, that annoying guy that was blocking the bridge is going to close that gate so that we can't get out. You stand there with a stick sort of threatening us. So we just use the smaller boy and we can go through that gap there. Head over to this handle, and if we rotate that, that's going to let the dog loose, and the guy is going to poop his pants and run away. Head through the arch and just make our way round to the left here and up this sort of walkway here. Keep following that all the way to the end and you'll see there's like a drawbridge. Use the little guy and we can throw this bucket of water over the sort of bridge controller or whatever he's called. Then use the older boy, and if we press the LT button he'll show him the map where we want to go and he'll let us across the bridge. Head across and we get another small cutscene kicks in. Once we get to this area we're going to pick up another achievement. Now if you're playing the remake version of this game there's actually 2 achievements here. One of them is for shooting a hoop into that basketball hoop that's up there, but in this version of the game there's only 1 achievement, so we just use one of the characters, grab the ball and take it and drop it into the well, which is actually not as easy as it looks apparently, because it took me I think 3 attempts here. So pick up the ball, drop it into the well, and up pops our achievement, Wishing Well. If you're finding the video useful so far guys, I'd really appreciate if you would hit that like button, and if you'd subscribe to the channel as well, I would really appreciate that. Head through this gate here and we just make our way across the bridge. Just keep following the path at this point guys. So I've got a bit of a puzzle here. A kind of rabid dog appears, starts barking at us, and if you jump down there it will kill you. So what we do is we attract its attention with one of the boys, and meanwhile the other one is almost free to move. Sometimes the dog will chase you, but you've got plenty of time. So the way to do it is when you need to move one of the boys, you just press and hold the LT or the RT button to attract the dog's attention to the boy that's standing still, and then you just use the other one to move to a safer spot. Just keep working your way across. So switching again, if we draw attention to the older boy, that frees up the little guy to get up to this safe area here. Then we just use him to attract the dog's attention now that he's nice and safe. And we can now safely move the older brother. So that's us cleared that bit. We can just head down towards the water here. Make our way across, and we're now going to climb up this sort of ravine. To jump across gaps, we literally just run at them guys, so you just use your left and right stick, just run at them and the boys will automatically jump. This is another area where we now need to give a little helping hand to the smaller boy, so again, using the bigger boy at the bottom, press and hold LT and then press RT with the little boy and he'll climb up. Drop the rope down for the older brother and that lets us get them both up there. We're now going to jump up across these stones here, that's sort of ledges that are sort of jutting out, and again it's just a temporary let go of the LT or the RT button as you're moving each boy, and then press it again just to force that jump, pushing in the direction that you want them to leap in. So first of all here, as soon as we get into this area, use the younger brother and we can go over and open up this bird cage. This is actually part of an achievement, so if we miss this bit, we will miss an achievement later on, so you need to make sure that you set that bird free. It's part of the Lovebirds achievement. Use the smaller boy to go into the hamster wheel there, and that will bring down the drawbridge. Using the older brother, we can head over and pick up one of the sheep and carry it back across the bridge. Then we can switch positions with the boy and put the sheep in the wheel instead, and it's going to put that drawbridge down for us permanently. We're going for another couple of achievements here, guys, so we're going to use the older brother again to go and grab a second sheep and bring it back across the bridge. And we just keep following down this little path here. So we'll see there's like a group of bunny rabbits here, quite a few black ones and just the one white one. So if we can grab the white bunny rabbit and take it over to the fire there and dip it into the ash, just drop it into the ash, up will pop our first achievement. Meanwhile, we've already dropped the sheep down into this area as well using the older boy. We can now pick up the sheep and carry it across and do the same, dip it into the ash. There's the bunny buddies achievement just popped there, took a little while for that to pop for me. Now do the same and just drop the sheep into the ash, and up pops our black sheep achievement. Head back the way we came, and we're now just going to make our way over that drawbridge. And we're nearing the end of this chapter already, guys, and already quite a few achievements gained. Just make our way up to this ledge here and just sort of shimmy our way around it. Looking down there, we can see that crazy dog still barking and running around. So when we get to this side, another cutscene's going to kick in. We're going to meet this big sort of troll guy. So we're basically asking him for directions. How do we get to this place that's shown on the map? And he's going to help us. So we just make our way over to the left here, and the troll is going to follow us. We go to this bit where we can see the waterfall. And he's actually going to pick us up and throw us across. So if we just use our LT button and RT buttons just to get him to throw us up there one at a time. And just move over to this area over here and just give the troll some time to climb up. So the sort of wooden beam that's going round the top of the building there, we're basically going to be thrown up onto that. So again, using your LT, your RT buttons to get the troll to place us up there. And we're just holding on to the two trigger buttons and working our way around using the sticks. Once we get down to this area here, we can just push up and the boys will climb. Then we'll head down and head to this gap here that's the water's going through the middle of. And the waterfall, just wait. So, Troll's going to literally bridge the gap here. Run across. And just keep heading straight ahead and then climb up to these vines here. Climb the vines to the very top. And again, we're just going to have to hang out there and wait until our troll catches up. So again, jumping up onto the sort of stone ledge is a temporary let go of your LT and then press it again and the older boy jumps up. Same with the younger boy. Once the troll's in place, we can just use him again to bridge the gap. And just make our way all the way to the left until we can actually climb up. So again, a bit of waiting involved. The troll's going to come over and he's going to offer a hand to throw us across again. So once both boys are across, we can climb the vines there again. Jump up onto the stone and then just work our way round to the left and climb up. Same again, jump up onto the ledge and work our way across to the left and then jump up again. So we head over to where the sort of waterfalls are. And we'll get the troll to pick us both up by pressing both left and right triggers. So, bit of swimming again here, so just again, as soon as the bigger boy gets in the water, we can climb onto his back, pressing the RT button. Swim across to the bank, and just follow the path back round on itself. Head towards this tunnel here. That pretty much ends chapter 1, guys. So as chapter 2 starts, guys, we just follow the path around here. And we're going to use the young brother to go through the gate and turn that handle so that it lifts the gate and allows us to get through with the older brother. Head down and across the bridge. We're just going to grab onto this spinning wheel here to take us down to the platform on the right. Make our way down across these stones here. So in this section here we've got a puzzle, guys. That spinning water wheel on the left, we need to stop that so we can walk across it. So I'm going to head straight up the steps, head over to the right, and we'll see this sort of long piece of pipe sitting there. So we're going to pick that up with both the boys and make our way round to the left first of all. To get around these corners with it, guys, you just need to use the sort of spaces, so sometimes you're kind of going backwards to go forwards, if that makes sense. At this part here, we're going to turn right at the sort of large red barrel thing on that side. Make our way through that gap, and we're aiming for heading down those steps again that we just came up. So we're essentially trying to go back to the area that we just climbed up. And that mechanism with the two cogs just at the bottom of the stairs there, we're just going to jam this pipe in there, and that's going to stop the wheel to the right, this sort of water wheel at the right, from spinning. So now that we've jammed that, we can walk across that, because it's going to act as basically a sort of balance beam for us to get across. Now just head up along the path, follow around to the right and down the steps. So this mechanism here, we're just going to get both boys to push on it, straight forward, turn to the left or to the right, doesn't really matter what order that you do this in, I don't think. And just push it right in to the mechanism so that each side of the bridge comes down. Now we can make our way across that bridge. And head round over these stepping stone areas. Make our way across, and we're going to use the older brother again to push the little brother up onto the broken ladder. Using the little brother, we're going to go all the way up this spiral staircase, and you'll see a sort of hook hanging there on a chain, so we're just going to jump onto that. It's going to stop the wheel, and if we just hold on with the younger brother so that the wheel stays still, we can now climb up using the older brother. Then we can just drop down and make our way up the staircase with both boys and head across the bridge. Head to the left here, we don't need to go down to that section with the water. And take another left here up the steps. Another one of these mechanisms where we need to use both boys to push it forward, so we'll just do that. So that gets the chains spinning round on this sort of track above us here, so we just grab a chain with each of the boys and keep holding on. And once it gets each of the boys over the platform, we just need to let go to drop them down. Making sure obviously that we don't let go of the wrong one. Again, using the older boy to give the little guy a boost up onto this broken ladder. You can go on and turn that wheel there. And we need to keep turning that, guys, the whole time here, or the older brother gets crushed. So he just needs to jump onto one of these chains and that's going to pull him through there. Then he needs to let go at that platform and the younger brother can move further round and pretty much do the same thing again at the next wheel. So we'll just repeat exactly what we've done. Hold on to the chain, that gets us through the gap. As soon as he's through, we can stop turning the wheel with the young guy and just make our way down across and jump the bridge. So now the older brother is going to help the younger brother get across. So first of all, jump and hold on to the chain with the younger brother, then use the older brother to pull that lever right round and he'll drop the little guy across on this platform here. Now use one of the chains for the older brother again. Meanwhile, we are continuing to turn that wheel with the younger brother so that we can get through the gap. Once we're safely across with the older brother, we can let go. Then we're going to use this mechanism here and we're going to pull it round so that the young brother can grab onto the hook. Hold on and then bring him across by turning it back. Once he's safely over land, he can drop down, and that's us got them both safely across that section. Climb up the stones. Jump across the gap. Just keep climbing. Now we'll climb up these vines here. At the top here on the wall you can see these sort of gold rings, guys, so we're just going to use them to climb up. Once we get both to the top, we can start moving them left. And we just need to jump them across this gap here. And we can drop down as soon as we're safely over the land. Head round, and this sort of gate here in front of us, we can climb up those. And jump up onto that railing up the top there. This time we're going to head to the right. And we're going to jump across onto the ring and then jump across onto this sort of metal platform. There's a bit falls down here, guys, but I don't think the whole thing actually ever collapses, so look, you don't need to do this really super quickly or anything. Once we're safely across, we can now head over and stand on this wooden platform here and get both boys to hold on to the track above. So using both triggers, and we just keep holding on to both triggers so that they don't fall. At the end of this section, guys, when we actually do drop down, we do need to keep running right when the boys land on the platform here, because it does start collapsing. So make a move as soon as they land and just keep running to the right and you should be fine. gets us safely across. So this section here is like a rescue, basically. This is the troll that we met earlier, this is his partner. So as we can see, the guard there has quite conveniently got the key tucked into the back of his trousers there, so we can head round with both boys, and using the young boy we can go through the gap. We need to make sure that we don't touch these bones, guys, because that's going to make a noise and alert the troll that's got the key. We just need to make sure we don't touch those. Then we'll grab the key, and again on the way back we need to just sneak round those and make sure we don't touch them. Then we just make our way to that cage that the troll's in, and we can set her free. Using the older boy, we go up to this lever here and that opens up the cage. So that's alerted the guard, and basically now what we need to do is try and trap the guard in the cage. So we're going to use the older boy to control the lever to open and close the gate, and we're going to use the little boy as bait basically. So as long as we get the guard to see us in the cage, he'll run round, and as soon as he gets in we can sneak out with the young boy, and then using the older boy we just let go of the lever, and that's going to trap him. Climb up the chain. And just follow the troll here. So the troll's going to go and stand on that platform, guys, so we need to move it safely across. So we'll head down the spiral staircase, and using this mechanism here, we're going to go forward one section, turn to the right, forward, and then head straight up to this section here, just to carry it across. Then we need to bring the platform back so that we can get across, so we're going to pull it back. Head back over to the other side, and then turn to the right and go straight forward. That should put the platform in a nice spot there to bridge the gap. We'll head up the spiral staircase and we can jump across and rejoin the troll. So that's both the trolls been reunited. While we're celebrating that, a guard appears that we need to defeat, guys, so get both of the boys safely up onto the platform. And as you can see, the guard's a bit dumb and he just ran straight into that wall there and broke the chain. So we need to get him to do that on all 4 of those chains. We need to get him to break all 4 of those so that we can use that sort of grating in the middle and get him to fall down there. So if you just use the little guy and sort of stand in front of each of the chains, he's going to make a run at you with charge, and you just move out of the way of him. He's pretty slow he'll crash into it and break the chain. So we just need to do that for all 4. So that's 2 done. Once the 4th one is done, the older boy can then use that lever up there to open up that grating, and if you just stand opposite where the troll is, it'll just run and basically fall down into the hole. He's hanging on by his fingertips, so we just need to use both boys at the same time and just basically prise his fingers off and fall down into the hole. We can now go over and the troll will pick us up and bring us back up onto that platform where they're standing. Job done. So we'll say goodbye to both the trolls now, guys, and we'll just head on into chapter 3.
Die. Haru Saiki.
So as chapter 3 starts, guys, we can see in the background there are some wolves that are circling us while we're having a sleep. So we're going to get out of this area sharpish. So we're just going to head straight towards where the wolves are, guys, and the older boy, as we can see, has a torch. So you just need to use your left trigger as you get close or as the wolf comes close to you. Meanwhile, try keeping the younger brother just slightly behind you and in the light. Just follow the path round, guys. There's maybe only sort of 4 or so wolves that we need to sort of swipe at, and then we're past this section. Pretty grim scenes above us there. So that should be the final one, I think, guys, and we just head up to this section here. Once he drops the torch, that's us pretty safe. So the path follows to the left, but we actually want to go up to the right here, guys, and using the little brother, we just press and hold the right trigger and just keep holding it until a shooting star goes past, and you should get an achievement pops up here. So up it comes, the falling star. Then we just follow that path round, guys, down the stairs and follow it round down the steps. And up here we can see there's a bell, so if we just go and ring that, it's going to start a cutscene for us. Head over with the older brother and using the left trigger to show him the map of where we want to go. And he'll head over to this gate here and open it up for us to let us through. We head through the gate, and another cutscene's going to kick in. There's another wolf chasing us here. So this time we don't have a torch to scare it off, so we're basically going to have to jump into the water. Again, just using our RT button for the little guy to hang on to his big brother here, and he'll swim. We just need to try and kind of avoid the rocks here, guys. I don't know if you actually can hit them, but if you just sort of stay to the right hand side here and go through that gap, then this rock we actually want to land on that. We're going to climb up onto it. Once we're up there, we can use the fallen tree to get across onto this section. Then follow the path down and round to the right. So all the way back on ourselves. And there's a tree branch conveniently going right across the waterfall, so we'll jump up with both boys there and make our way across to the left here. Then we're going to jump onto the rock that's sticking out of the rock face. So we both fall into the water, and this time we're separated, so we just need to let the current take us where it takes us. Which for the little guy is right over the edge of the waterfall. So the bigger brother's up the top here, and we're going to use our left trigger to hold this branch down, guys. It's spanning across. And with the little brother we're going to get him to jump up onto it. So using both LT and RT here to keep a hold of this. So it's broken down, and as you can see we're going to have to move along to the left with the older brother. And these kind of freaky looking tree things that's grown out the side of the rocks can kill you, so we need to make sure that we're positioning the little guy in between those, that they can't reach him. So we're kind of going up and down as needed as we move the older brother to the left. So we just keep doing that, moving our way across to the left here and getting the little guy out of harm's way until the next cutscene kicks in. So this bit here, we need to rescue the little guy, so press both your RT and LT buttons here, guys. That lets us grab onto him, and we're going to swim up to the right. If the little guy hits the bottom, he's dead, so you need to make sure that you get to him, and you need to be pressing both those triggers to actually pull him out. Once we've got control again, we're just going to follow along the coastline here. Make our way up to the hand there, and another cutscene's going to kick in. So in this kind of dream state that we're in here, The older brother appears to be out of it.
Naja,
So once we get control again, we're going to head over to the woman and we're just going to press our RT button just to sort of wave at her and try and get her attention, I guess. As soon as we let go of that, she's going to lift her hand up and we're going to see that the dad is there.
naja, Party!
At this point, the older brother kind of loses it and starts beating the little brother up for some reason. And then the dream sequence ends and it comes to, and we're all good. And that's the end of chapter 3, guys.
Naja.
Otoa?
Da, Aline.
So chapter 4 starts here, guys, and we're just going to head straight ahead on the path here and climb up these steps. Then as the path splits, we're going to head down to the right, and using the older boy we're going to go and catch this guy. Keep holding them until we climb up with the younger brother, and we're just going to head across the branch and untie the rope. Once we've done that, we're going to get both the boys and we're going to head down to the back of the tree there and just jump down. Then we're going to edge along to the right. We'll then jump up onto the ledge with both the boys and edge along to the right again and jump the gap. Keep heading over to the right. And once we can, we climb up. Grab that package that's sitting there and we're just going to head back to the man that we just rescued. And if we drop the box beside him, a cutscene's going to kick in. And up pops our achievement, a sad tune. Once we get control back, we just head back up the path that we originally came down, and this time we're going to head round to the left. Going to use the older brother to power the lever, and the younger brother is going to head through the grating and up here and grab onto this windmill sail. So if we press and hold the lever with the older brother, it's going to bring the drawbridge at the left hand side up, as you can see. We can jump across onto the right hand side windmill and then just drop down once we get across there. Make our way around, go through the gaps in the bars, and then we can turn the handle to bring the other side of the bridge across. Once that's there, we can let go with the older brother and that's going to hook into place and hold it steady so that we can get across. If you're finding the videos useful, guys, I'd really appreciate if you would hit that like button, and I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel, as it would really help us out. Thank you, guys. Just keep following the path around and we're just going to cross over where the tree is here. Make our way down and jump across the gap, and then we're just going to edge our way around this rock here.
Dali.
Otto.
Dia. Atai.
So as we get control back after the cutscene, we're just going to head down this hill here, guys, and open the gate. And there's these like mountain goats here, and we're going to jump on one with each of the boys and just head back up the hill that we just came down. When we get to the top of the hill, we're going to head round to the right. And you just really need to just keep running here, guys. And the mountain goats are just going to jump across the gaps. As long as we just keep moving as we get across those gaps, we're all good. We're not going to fall. So once the cutscene kicks in, we get off the mountain goats and we're just going to continue climbing up on foot. So a couple of achievements in this section, guys.
And a horn. Sorry, he.
First of all, we're going to have to lift that platform that the scientist is standing on. So he's thrown us a cog there, so we're going to pick that up and head back over to the left here. Jump across with the younger brother, and then we can throw the cog just by letting go. Pick it up and then just carry it up to the top here. We can place it back down again, cross over with the younger brother, and we can pick it up with the older brother and throw the cog across. You can actually drop this here, guys, and it falls down, you have to start again. So get the younger brother sort of quite far away from the edge there, and the older brother will throw it to him. We just go and place it into the machine, and then we can get both the boys to turn the handle, and that's going to bring the platform up. So once we've done that, we just go and follow the direction that the scientist is going. Once we get up to this sort of area here, we're going to branch off to the left here and go up the spiral staircase. And there's an achievement up here. So using the older boy, you just grab the handle up the top there, and we move this device along so that you can see 4 of the holes on the left hand side, 2 to the right. Then we use the younger brother and we turn the handle, and it's going to make a tune. We keep doing it. The scientist is going to jump up onto the table and start dancing, and up pops her achievement, Windpipe. So let go of that and we can head back down. Head over sort of to where the scientist is, and then branch off to the right here, down the stairs. And this is our second part of the Lovebirds achievement, guys. So using one of the boys, we just use the telescope and we head down and slightly to the right. And you need to push up on your left stick if you're using, I think, the older boy. I'm not sure if it's the same with the younger boy. But if you push up with the left stick, that zooms in. I made a bit of a mistake there, like when I originally done this, and I couldn't figure out how I actually zoomed in. But you need to push forward on the stick to get it to zoom, and your Lovebirds achievement will pop up as long as you freed the bird that was in the cage in chapter 1. So once that pops, we can just keep heading down, and we've got this sort of flying contraption here. Grab onto it with both boys and then just push forward. So we fly this, the direction of this changes slightly by basically moving the boys to the left and the right of the device. It's going to make it turn left or right, obviously, based on the weight distribution. So you just kind of need to fly it down through the valley here and into that cave just ahead of us. So the wings take a bit of damage there and we start to lose a bit of height, so we just need to make sure that we stay over to the right here. I'm not sure if you can actually crash from this point, but this is fairly easy, guys. If you just keep going straight ahead here, and eventually we'll have a bit of a crash landing, but we'll be safe. So at the end of the cutscene, guys, the boys are going to join themselves together using a piece of rope, and there's a new game mechanic here where we are going to swing from position to position using the rope. So first of all, we'll head over to the vines here and we'll climb up with both the boys, and we will get them to jump up onto these gold points on the wall. If we then let go of the right and swing across using the rope, and then just work our way across doing that, holding one and letting the other go so that we can use the momentum to swing across. Then we'll just edge our way around to the left here. So we can, again, using the rope, swing across to those wooden beams that's to our left there, guys. Once we're on to the first one, we can swing the second boy across. Then we can just jump up to the top, and on the left hand side there is like a ridge that we can move along to the left. So we're just going to let the boy on the right just drop down, and we're going to use the boy that's on the left hand side just to get us around that edge there. Then we can see that there's another one of the sort of gold studs coming out of the wall, so we can just swing up to that, and then use him to swing the other guy across to the vines, and we can just climb up to the top of the vines using both the boys. I kind of got a bit stuck there with the older boy on the right. Just climb up to the top of that, guys, and we can pull ourselves up to this area here. Just ahead of us there is a large sort of gate thing, so we can just climb up that. And we can jump up onto the sort of top ledge there, and this time we're going to edge our way around to the right with both of them. This bit here with all the statues with their arms sticking out, guys, we're basically going to swing from statue to statue onto each of those sort of ring things on their elbows. So if we just separate the two boys so that there's a bit of tension on the rope, and we can just swing the first one across. And we need to kind of do this fairly smoothly because I think a couple of them start to sort of crumble. not too difficult, but might take 1 or 2 attempts to actually get this one. So once we get to the final one, we can just drop straight down. Head over to these large doors here, and again there's like the sort of gold metal stud things. We're just going to use those to climb up. And boy on the right, you want to climb up to the very top, the 4th one. Just falling there. If we just climb up to the 4th one, climb up to the top basically as far as you can go there with each of the boys. And then we can swing across over to the one on the right. And he can then climb up to the top right there, and then we can swing up to the middle. And then use him to swing across to the left, and we can just pull ourselves up from there. Then we're going to head round to the left here, guys, over that sort of plank of wood, and just follow the edge of the building round that way. We're going to get to another bit where all these sort of stud things are on the walls again, and it's pretty similar to before. Both boys up to the top as far as they can go, and then swing across to the right. Then climb up as far to the right as you can, and then use him to swing the other boy over, and then just swing across the top. Once we get to this position here, we can just pull both the boys up into that floor. So the boys are separated by a bit of a gap there, and we just need to walk our way around this area here. Some of the planks are going to drop below us, but I'm not sure if you can actually die here, but you just walk your way around. And then when we get to this section here with the staircase, we can just start climbing the stairs. At this window here, we're just going to climb up onto the ledge. And again, some more of these sort of gold studs that we can use to climb up the face of the building. Up onto the ledge, and then edge around to the left hand side here. And we're going to swing onto this gold stud just to the left there, and then swing to the next one, and at that point we can just pull ourselves up. So that's the part with the rope done, and we're just sort of back to controlling the boys individually again now. So we head through this huge door here. You can see that there's a bird trapped in a cage up there, so we're going to go and try and help release that. So all the books that are piled beside the bed, we're going to use them to climb up onto the bed and climb up onto the windowsill with the candle on it, and just work our way around the room. So eventually we're going to get to where the cage is, and there's like a kind of handle there. We get the older boy to stand just underneath that handle that's on the chain above him there. Use the younger brother just to make his way through that cage there. He can climb up the gold studs onto the wooden ledge and along to the left there. Drop down onto the metal stud and then just jump across onto the handle. It's going to pull it down so far, so we then need to use the bigger brother to grab onto his legs, just using the LT button. And that's going to set the bird free. So using the older brother, we're just going to go over to the bird and we're going to press and hold the LT button. That's going to kick in another cutscene, guys. And that's the end of chapter 4 pretty much, guys. So to begin chapter 5, guys, we just cross over this bridge here. So just follow the path along, guys, and a little cutscene cuts in here. We're now in a land of giants, and there's a pretty brutal battle has happened. Continue to make our way down and round. And eventually we'll come to a point where the path is blocked. So we're just going to use the arrow sticking in the arm, and we're going to push the arm out of the way. Continue along the path and round to the left. When we drop into the water, we need to use the RT button again for the younger brother to hold on to his brother's back. Make our way over to this bank here, and then just head round to the right where the broken ladder is. And we'll use the older brother to give the little brother a boost up. Then we'll head over with the little brother and we'll jump up onto this tree branch here and make our way all the way along to the left so that it drops down low enough for the older brother to be able to reach and jump up. Then just move back across to the right again and drop down. Now we can climb up this area here, and we need to run and jump across onto that arrow. I missed it the first time there. So you just use the direction sticks to make both boys jump across and grab on to the arrow. That'll do enough to just knock the giant out the way and unblock the path. So we just head down the hill. And make our way along the river to the left. And then climb up on this ledge on the right there. Keep climbing up and then jump across the gap. When we get to this area, we're going to walk across the top of the axe and its handle, and then again use the arrow to push the giant out the way. Head past the axe and under the giant's leg. Then climb up on this ledge to the right and up the hill. And just keep following the path. When we get to this area here, we're going to head across the fallen tree. We have another achievement here, guys. So we just follow around to the right here and jump across the gap, and we'll see the huge horn there, and we just need to interact with it with one of the boys. I've chosen the older brother. I'm not sure if you can do it with the younger brother, but up pops our achievement, Call of the Giants. So just head back, and when we get to this area we're going to head left and make our way around the edge of this rock here up towards the crossbow. And we're going to arm it by both the boys grabbing on to the handle and pull back. As soon as it's locked, we can just go and pull the lever, and that's going to knock the giant out the way.
Oh, Naye, yeah.
If you're finding the video useful, guys, I would really appreciate a like on the video, and if you would subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Head back across the fallen tree again, and we can head down towards that giant that we just shot. Make our way down here and jump across the gap, and just follow down the stepping stones. Then we sort of drop down back on ourselves here, and there is like a river of blood. We just make our way underneath that. So below we can see there's some sort of ritual or something going on down there. That's basically where we're just about to head. So we're all covered in blood there, which is pretty gross, but anyway, we'll just make our way along through this cave here. And as we go through the waterfall, that's going to clean all that blood off. So head up this area to the left here, climb up these stepping stones. Another cutscene is going to kick in, and we're now down where this ritual is happening. You can see there's a woman trapped there.
Kifadi!
Kifadia?
Takipa!
So we'll make our way across this ledge thing here that we're on. And just make our way down. When we get down to the bottom, we can see that there's like a kind of symbol on the wall there, and it looks like two guys standing on top of each other covered in blood. So make sure that you get both the boys covered in blood. Put the older boy there and get the younger boy to jump up on his shoulders. And we're just going to hold our triggers and walk towards the ritual. We just keep heading towards where the woman is, guys, so that we can release her. Then we just need to make a run for it. So the woman's opened that gate, we get through the gate and she's going to close it behind us. And that is the end of chapter 5, guys. So we just head down all the way to the bottom and meet the woman down there, and that's the end of chapter 5.
Mahamida!
Araba!
Iyadahi?
Mabi here.
So once the cutscene's finished, guys, we just need to jump into the boat. So just stand beside it and press the trigger. So I've accidentally spoke to the woman again there. Don't need to do that. So once all three of us are in the boat, we then need to use our right and left sticks. If you just push forward with both of them, it should go almost straight. It's quite tricky, this, to be honest, to get used to steering this thing. If you want to turn right, you just need to pull back on one of them, and if you want to turn left, pull back on the other one while still pushing forward with the other. So if we just head round to the right here, guys, underneath or just to the left of where that blood is pouring down, and we go through that gap there, that's going to get us another achievement. So once the cutscene kicks in, up pops our achievement behind the curtain. Once we're finished in there, we can just head back out and just go straight ahead, guys. So in this area that we're coming up towards, there are whales, or whale-like creatures, that jump up out of the water, and if they hit you, you're dead. So we kind of need to try and avoid them. Just go straight ahead, and we want to head towards that sort of gap all the way in the distance there. So if the whale does jump, while it's beside you and it looks like it's going to land on top of you guys, you can try and backpedal on the oars, but quite difficult if they're right underneath you, to be honest, so just need to try your best to avoid it. Just keep heading in this direction here through this gap, guys, and we can see like bones of probably a dead whale up in the distance there, just slightly to the top right of the screen. If we head towards that, we want to actually sail our little boat right into that.
Araba! Aga!
So just keep paddling all the way until the woman gets out of the boat. Once we get out, we can just make our way up onto the ice here, and it is a bit harder to control them because they do slide a bit. So jump across onto the floating ice and just use it as stepping stones to get across. Follow the woman up the hill and then just round to the right, and we're going to get another achievement here, guys. So the mother turtle there is sitting on the ice and her 3 children are scattered around the place, so we're going to pick them up and help get them back to her. So we grab this first one that sort of lands just beside us and we head back up this way. And if you pan the camera around, you can see there's a natural sort of chute there that we can just slide it down, just let it go. The next one is right beside us there at the top, so we can just pick that up and move it, let it go. Then we just head over to the right, and we can see there's a broken ladder there, so we're going to boost the little guy up. He's going to head up and just give this a push so that it slides down, and then we can grab him and take him up to the chute as well. And we just let him go. Then we'll head round to the right of the rock there and just climb up this ledge, and our achievement turtle soup pops. Just make our way around the edge here. And we'll use these rocks as stepping stones so that we can just pull our way up to the ledge where the woman is. Then we'll just follow her. So we need to get across that valley gap there. So we'll climb up to the top of the hill. Just keep going all the way to the top, climbing up. And if we sit on the bench here, get both the boys to sit on the bench, we are going to get another achievement. Up pops the whale song achievement. Start heading back down the hill and we'll see a tree with a saw stuck in it. So we're going to use the saw by grabbing it with both boys and then just move back and forth so that we cut down the tree and release the saw. Once we've done that, we'll just carry the saw down to the tree where the lady's standing at and we can cut it down as well. That's going to fall across the valley and we can use it as a bridge.
Buna. Kaya. Otai. Kaya.
So once that's down, we just walk across it. Head to the right. And just keep following the woman. So there's loads of people that seem to be frozen. So we just make our way up past the right of them. And there's like a trebuchet catapult thing. We're just going to get behind that and use both the boys to push down through all of the snow figures. That's going to release the trebuchet and the woman is going to climb up onto it. If we use the handle using the older boy, hold it back, she's going to climb into it and we can fire her across into the sort of town area. Pull it back down again and the little brother is going to do the same when we release. So we use the little brother just to bring down the drawbridge with the woman and that's going to let us get the big brother into the town area. Once he's in, we can get the little brother through this gap in this gate here. Just keep heading forwards and a cutscene's going to kick in. And there's some sort of invisible stuff here. So once we get control again, we just keep heading up. When we get to the final sort of as far as we can go, we need the big brother on the left to jump up and just make his way across to the right where the little bro is. Once they're both across on the right hand side, the woman will jump across and join us. And then she'll jump over the gate and let us into the town. So as soon as we get into this area, guys, we need to hide. So we need to hide behind these figures that's just directly ahead of us. So the little brother needs to hide to the right and the big brother to the left. So we just basically stand behind them and hold the trigger buttons so that the invisible monster thing can't see us. As soon as the lady starts moving, we can just start following her. So we'll make our way up to this edge here, and she's going to rotate this beam here and we can just jump up and hang on to that. Just keep hanging on until she swings it round for us. and then eventually, once we are over the top of this raised area, we can just drop down. And again, we need to hide behind these figures, so big brother to the left, little brother to the right again, and just hold our trigger buttons until the lady moves again, and we can just follow her yet again. So as soon as we get control, we just need to make a run for it, guys. So little brother to the right hand side, big brother to the left, and just make sure that you don't stop, otherwise you will get caught. If you make it across the bridge, you're safe.
Aha, anobody.
Maya. Alila. Okay.
Nayita.
Eba.
And that's the end of chapter 6, guys. So just about to start chapter 7 here. So just follow the woman. So two brothers get into a bit of a dispute here. Bigger brother wants to go with the woman, little brother doesn't. But they decide to go with her anyway. So down we go into this tunnel. So we'll just keep making our way down until the cutscene kicks in, guys. And we find out that the woman is not what we thought she was. She's actually like sort of a cross between a human and a spider. So now that she's captured us, we're going to have to try and break ourselves free and fight her. So this is kind of like a boss battle. So when we get control, we can just use the sticks to swing left and right, and the ball is going to snap. So she's got big brother pinned down and a little brother is in the ball, so all you need to do to flip her over onto her back is just roll the ball, guys, into her. So pick up a bit of momentum and roll the ball back and forth. If you stand still with the older brother and she lands on top of you, she will kill you. So just keep knocking her over and then use the older brother. Just press on the left trigger and he'll pull one of her legs off each time that you knock her over. Just keep moving the older brother. And as I said before, just in the ball, just get up to the edges and roll towards her to knock her over. Then use the left trigger to pull one of her legs off. You can actually time this quite well that you can just keep knocking her over. As she gets back up, you can just keep knocking her over. Pull off the next one. And if you time it well enough, you can start your roll so that just as soon as she gets up, you can just knock her straight back over again. Pull off another leg, and then try and do the same again. Time the roll so that you're catching her before she jumps up into the air. Pull off another leg. So she's stabbed Big Brother, and he's in deep trouble. So once the cutscene's finished and we get control back, guys, we're just going to head down, just following the path. Then the landslide basically wipes us out and we just need to go where it takes us. Pretty close to the end now, guys. So the big brother is not fit to carry on anymore, so he's just going to stay behind while we go and get the medicine, and then we'll come back and get him. So just head up over this tree here, and there's really only one way that you can go here, guys, so it's literally just following the path. When we get to this area, we're taking the branch to the left and then just the branch to the right, and make our way around to this sort of rope here, and we're going to use the right trigger to climb up that. climb up into the nest and then along the branch. And just ahead of us there we can see a pool of blue liquid. And that is where we have been looking for the whole time. So once we've picked some of that up, we can just head over here and jump down the chute. When we get down to the bottom, sadly we find that the older brother has unfortunately died. I really enjoyed this game, guys. I was quite gutted when I discovered that the older brother didn't actually make it. Once the cutscene's finished and we have control, we're just going to make our way over towards the older brother, guys, and we're just going to help move him over to his resting place. This part's pretty grim. We need to push the soil over the top of them. So the bird is going to carry us home, and that's the end of chapter 7, guys. So we've just got the epilogue to go. So the bird has dropped us off and we're back at our home village. So once we get control, we're just going to jump across these rocks here and head across the fallen tree. Then we'll make our way along the path and jump up onto the ledge there. Head over the log to the right. And then we're just going to make our way down to the beach. And another cutscene's going to kick in because the water is too deep for us to walk across, so we're going to have to try and swim for it, and obviously we know the little guy can't swim. he gets a kind of vision of his mum, and she's kind of encouraging him to go for it. So once we get control here, guys, we're just going to go down into the water, and if you press both your trigger buttons, he will actually start swimming. So just press and hold both your triggers. So we just keep swimming straight ahead until we get to the bank at the other side. Then we just head along the path and up to the left. Head up the steps. And again, the lever was too big for him to pull before, so if you just press it, if you just try and pull it with one of the trigger buttons, this is what happens. But if you press and hold with both triggers, that is strong enough for him to force it across, and that's going to move the platform. So this area here, we used to need Big Brother to help us get up there, and because he's not there, again, if we press and hold both the trigger buttons, he takes a run at it. And then we just head into where we'd left our father at the beginning.
Ati, Ati, Daba.
Abi.
So the doctor gives our father the medicine, and hopefully that's going to save him. So once we get control, guys, we're just going to head up the steps to the right hand side there. And head up the path up towards the house. Follow the path round the side of the house up towards the tree. As you can see that the little guy's dad has made it, so we've managed to save him at least. And that's pretty much the end of the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, guys. Before you go, please drop a comment and hit those like and subscribe buttons for me. I'd really appreciate it if you would help support the channel, guys. Feel free to check out my other guides, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.